Please be seated. Welcome, friends, family, and loved ones, to the marriage of Lindsay Sutton and Josh Hartley. We've come together today to share in the sacred commitment that they're making to each other, to offer our love and support, and to allow Lindsay and Josh to begin their married lives surrounded by the people dearest and most important to them. You might be asking yourself, who am I? What am I doing up here? Hello, my name is Brent, and I was fortunate to befriend Josh very early in life in our 6th grade homeroom. Freshman year of high school, in our geometry class, he allowed me to copy off of him for every single test. We barely got an A that year. In college, one summer, we suffered together as menial busboys at a pompous country club. With all of our experiences we've shared, I consider him a brother. For many of us, today, on the groom side, today is nothing short of a miracle. So many celibate years of endurance and abstention. We're very happy to be at this point. Of course, I haven't had the fortune to know Lindsay for as long, but I'm grateful for the time we've had so far, and I look forward to the future. She and I met at Trey's wedding, but it wasn't until she and Josh visited my wife and I one weekend that I was able to observe their interaction and witness a connection and mutuality that I don't see in many people. One thing that struck me was the way that Josh would look at her. His eyes would convey an understanding of something much greater than himself, a clarity and an awareness. It was an expression that I had never seen from him before, and very quickly I understood that their connection was real. Since their beginnings, there have been countless events, birthdays, parties, happy hours. We've all grown close over the years, and that's why we are here today. So again, welcome, one and all. Lindsay and Josh, thank you for all that you do. To their parents, Gary, Ellen, Dan, and Sadie. Lindsay and Josh, thank you for, of course, giving them life, but for allowing them and showing them the way to truly live it. To their families, they thank you for your support since the beginning, for rooting for them the entire time. You have allowed them to live more fulfilled lives. And to their friends, Lindsay and Josh, thank you for a childhood filled with far greater laughter than tears, for making the journey through college and early adulthood as outrageous and memorable as they could have ever hoped it to be, and for making their adult lives immeasurably richer and warmer. You are family. And to anyone else who is left, what are you doing? But in all seriousness, everyone here is a part of a fellowship which has made this day possible. So nudge your neighbor, wink at your friends, and pat yourselves on the back. Nice work, team. But you know who else made this day possible? Lindsay and Josh. And this is their story. 5 years ago, a doe-eyed Baltimorean ventured west to San Francisco. An independent, successful, and empowered woman came and dominated the city. While she thrived socially and professionally, her pursuits for a soulmate languished. Filled with countless first dates and seemingly endless disappointments, she traversed the dating scene in search of a kindred spirit. Lamenting to a coworker, one fateful happy hour presented her with a glimmer of hope. When asked what would be the right guy for Lindsay, all she requested was that he not be from California and that he be involved in the arts. Lindsay's coworker, Annie, who is here, thought to herself, is pottery art? Knowing that Lindsay was determined and open to all sorts of things, she felt that it'll do. Because her friend Josh would fit the bill. A knight in shining spreadsheets, armed with VLOOKUPs and pivot tables, came with her via email. And they decided to meet. Unrelenting, Lindsay proceeded to have 4 consecutive first dates prior to her rendezvous. For many of us, our relationships don't begin with a gut shot of romantic whimsy and realization. That's the sort of thing that is in rom-coms. But for Lindsay and Josh, it was nearly just that. Their first date lasted 5 hours, but to them, it went by in 5 minutes. Afterwards, Josh, with no hesitation, immediately reached back out to her and asked, when can we meet again? And 4 days later, they had their second date. Very quickly, a strong relationship blossomed, nurtured through the shared love of Pinot wine, planning trips and vacations via Google Docs. So now here we are, 2 years later, 10 trips here in Napa, 7 weddings, 104 a cappella practices, and at least 400 bottles of red wine. Being modest. It's time to make this official. Yep. Now, while it's not all about circular clay vessels and Pinot grapes, we're here for marriage. So at this time, Lindsay's mother Ellen will come up and recite a piece from Les Mis.
You can give without loving, but you can never love without giving. The great acts of love are done by those who are habitually performing small acts of kindness. We pardon to the extent that we love. Love is knowing that even when you are alone, you will never be lonely again. And great happiness of life is the conviction that we are loved. Loved for ourselves and even loved in spite of ourselves. Victor Hugo.
One unique thing that Lindsay and Josh have decided to do was to, in a way of commemorating this ceremony, on every anniversary now, they will drink a bottle of wine and review some letters that they asked their parents to write on life, love, and marriage. So at this time, I would ask that they please hand these over here. Unique for this ceremony is the wine, the grapes that are grown on this property are in this bottle. So that will be for your first time.
Special treat.
Wine box. Marriage is perhaps the greatest and most challenging of human relationships. No ceremony can create your marriage. Only you two can do that. Through love and patience, through persistence, through talking and listening, through helping and supporting and believing in each other, through tenderness and laughter, learning to forgive, learning to accept one another's differences, and by learning to focus on the things that are great and to just let go of the rest. What this ceremony can do is to witness and affirm the choice you make to stand together as life partners and mates. With this in mind, Lindsay and Josh will now share their vows.
Heavy stuff. Why Lindsay? Because the way you make me feel. Because how impressive you are in all walks of life. Because you make me want to be better and work harder. Because how much fun we have and how hard we laugh. Because how beautiful and intelligent you are. Because how tough and vulnerable you are with me. Because your grounding and background. Because you love me. I vow to always be there for you. Always listen and strive to understand. Always be the best husband I can be. Always support your dreams. Always be there through the thick and thin. And then when it gets thick again, and still there when it's like super thick. So I promise to default purchase cookies and cream ice cream without even contemplating other types of ice cream. I promise to be a Cutco knife family. Even though I question if their quality is clearly the best knife available at the market at large, I know that they are your fave, stemming back from your days of being a Cutco sales rep. I promise to support your super long Google searches. Like, quote, how do I watch Taylor Swift's new performance in Australia on television that I can't find on the internet? To that end, I promise to be okay with being second to Taylor Swift. I promise to not disturb you when you're playing Tetris reaching for a record-breaking score. Because I know that frustrates you. Because you told me it frustrates you. I'm a good listener with a really good memory. I promise, if I'm going to play rap music, to make sure that it's melodic in nature, the lyrics are semi-distinguishable, and it's not too hardcore. Finally, I promise to more frequently apply sunscreen, strive to support your sometimes aggressive online shoe purchases, and regularly wash my face. Time. Time is a unique resource we all have, arguably the most valuable thing in life. We all have the same amount of hours in a day. Everyone here, in this ceremony, in this city, country, world, 24 hours in a day. Some choose to disproportionately invest their time in their career, or travel, or favorite hobby. I could not be more excited to say, I choose to invest my time with you. Especially on Sundays in sweats crushing cookies. I recognize how much you mean to me, how we make each other feel, and how good you treat me. Today, surrounded by people who love us, I choose you, Lindsay, to be my wife and partner. I am proud to be your husband and join my life with yours. I vow to support you, push you, and inspire you. You are so much more than just a best friend. simply are the most important person on this planet to me. I commit to always remembering that. Lindsay, I vow to always love you.
I can't believe how easy it would have been for us not to have met and how different my life has been since that day. We've spoken every day since our first date, and I'm here today because I never want that to change. I cannot imagine my reality without you. You inspire me to have confidence in myself, whether it's at work or in my relationships, and you genuinely believe in me, recognize talents I didn't know that I had, and help me nurture them. On tough days, in moments of crisis, you're always there to listen and help me maintain a positive attitude by putting things in perspective when I'm unable to see a way out. You always seem to know just what to say that makes everything okay. You've helped me become less of a procrastinator, as you've made me see how rewarding it is to get things done, like planning a wedding in advance. You make me want to put my share of effort into the mundane chores of life because you are constantly putting in more than your share. With you, I enjoy life to an extent I have not previously known. Traveling with you, cooking with you, watching movies with you on Sundays in our sweatpants while binging on Mission Chinese and cookies and cream ice cream are the best of times, and I can only imagine what the future holds. You taught me to live life with a little bit less worry about the future. You are one of the most committed people I know, and your loyalty to your family, friends, and to me is admirable. So today, I commit myself to you and to our life together. As indecisive as I may be about my job, my wedding dress, and what to wear on any given day, I haven't for a second been indecisive about the decision to marry you. I promise today, in front of all of our friends and family, to always do the laundry as long as you take out the trash and make your best effort to recycle. I promise to love you on your best day and show you kindness and support. And on your worst day, I'll let you watch sports documentaries to your heart's content. I promise to appreciate all of the little things you do for me and acknowledge how much effort you put into them, like cooking a delicious meal when I've had a tough day, hanging up my coat and putting away my shoes constantly, and always giving me a kiss the second I walk in the door. I promise to encourage you and be supportive of you professionally and personally. I promise to treat your family as my own and to see your wants and needs as equal to mine. I promise to seek adventure, joy, and fun with you. I promise to work with you as a team to raise our family. I promise to try not to take out the stresses of life on our relationship. Most importantly, I promise all of these things no matter what the circumstances. And I promise to love you tremendously and be your most loyal friend for the rest of our lives.
Will the best man present the rings, please? I give you this ring
I give you this ring
as I give you all that I have
as I give you all that I have
and all that I am.
and all that I am.
I choose a life with you.
I choose a life with you.
I give you this ring
I give you